Hi Andy, Name Priyanka. Welcome to Learning Lens channel. Today we are going to discuss third chapter in 10th class, that is pair of linear equation in two variables. So first of all, what is meant by linear equation? An equation of degree 1. So if an equation is having of degree 1, it is called a linear equation. Suppose 2x plus 5 is equal to 3. Suppose this is an equation. So what is the degree of x? Degree of x is 1. So if the degree of x is 1, then we can say that it is a linear equation. But it is a linear equation in one variable. So what is meant by variable? X, y, z. So variable is a thing that can take many values. So x, y, z, a, b, c, so on. These are nothing but variables. So now we are going to learn about the linear equation in two variables. So 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. So look here how many variables are there? Two variables, that is x and y. X is one variable and y is another variable. So both these variables are having degree 1. So we can say that this is a linear equation of two variables. Suppose if you take two equations like this. So observe here these two linear equations. Means here 2 means it is a pair of linear equations. It is a pair of linear equation. Why? Because it is having a degree 1. So it is a pair of linear equation having a degree 1, and this linear equation is represented in two variables. So our chapter name is pair of linear equation in two variables. So here we got two equations. So means we can say that these are pair of equations. So pair of linear equation. Linear means here the variables are having the degree 1. So it is a pair of linear equation. So how many variables it is having? Two variables, that is x and y. So it is a pair of linear equation in two variables. So now we understood the chapter name. So what is the chapter name? We understood. That is a pair of linear equation in two variables. Now what are the contents in this chapter we are going to discuss. Okay, now we will discuss what are the contents in the pair of linear equation in two variables. So what are the contents? We are going to solve the simultaneous equations using elimination method. First content is we are going to solve the two pair of linear equation using elimination method. So what is meant by simultaneous? Means similar. Simultaneous means similar. Means we are going to solve the two similar pair of linear equation in two variables using the elimination method. Second content, we are going to solve these two equations using substitution method. Third one, we are going to solve using the graphical method. And fourth one, we are going to represent the given situations in the form of linear equation in two variables. Means here some situations are given, so we need to represent mathematically the linear equations in two variables. Okay. Now let's discuss these contents. So what is the general form of the linear equations? So we are going to write the general form. So general form of the pair of linear equation in two variables. So what is the general form? a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So what are these a1, a2, b1, b2 and c1, c2? So a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 are nothing but real numbers. What are these? Real numbers. So real numbers means it will come integers, decimals and fractions. So a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 values we can take integers, decimals and fractions. So a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 values we can take from these. Okay. So here one condition is there. a1 square plus b1 square not equal to 0. And a2 square plus b2 square is also not equal to 0. So if we square anything, definitely it should not be equated to 0. So when we square something, we will get a positive value. So if we add two positive values, then it will never will become 0. So it will be definitely not equal to 0. So squaring will never become equal to 0. So it will be not equal to 0. Understood? Next topic. So what is meant by solution? Solution is a pair of values of the variables that satisfies the equation is called solution of that equation. So what is the general form of the equation? a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So what are the variables here? X comma y. So if some pair of values, suppose let it assume as 2 comma 3. So if this 2 comma 3 is going to satisfy these two equations, means when we kept 2 in the place of x and 3 in the place of y in the both equations, if we got the answer as 0, then we can say that this is the solution of these two pair of simultaneous linear equation. After keeping the x and y values and substituting, if we got the value as 0 in these two pair of linear simultaneous equations, then we can say that this is the solution of the equations. Okay. So now we are going to find the solution of the given linear pair of equation. So now we are going to solve the solution for the linear pair of equations in two variables. So here some methods are there for solving these equations. Okay. So what are those methods? For getting solution, we have two methods. What are those? Graphical method and algebraic method. So what is algebraic method? So in the algebraic method, three types are there. One is substitution method, elimination method and last one, cross multiplication method. So we are going to find the solution of the pair of two linear equation using these two methods. One is graphical method and the other is algebraic method. In the algebraic method, three types are there. That is substitution method, elimination method and cross multiplication method. Now we are going to discuss the graphical method of a pair of linear equations. So graphical method. So two methods, graphical method and algebraic method. So first we are going to discuss about graphical method. So what is the, already in the polynomials we have discussed about that. So what is the graph of a linear equation? A straight line. So graph of a linear equation. In the polynomials we have discussed. Okay. So graph of the linear equation is nothing but a straight line. So here we got how many linear equations? So here we got how many linear equations? 2. So a pair of linear equations. So here we will get two straight lines. Two straight lines. Okay. So here the simultaneous pair of linear equations. For the simultaneous pair of linear equations, we will get this type of lines, that is pair of intersecting lines, parallel lines and coincident lines. So what we have discussed in the polynomials, we will get a straight line for the linear equation. So here for the simultaneous pair of linear equations, we will get a pair of intersecting lines. So intersecting lines is also a straight line only. This is one straight line and this is another straight line. So parallel lines. So this is one straight line and this is also one straight line. And coincident lines. So here to here one line, and so these two lines will coincide each other. Means, so whatever we have discussed the straight line, in the straight line only these forms will come. that is pair of intersecting lines, parallel lines and coincident lines. The straight line form representation can be a pair of intersecting lines, parallel lines and coincident lines. Okay, understood?